gifts.
Yeah. But did I ever tell you about the gift? I think my father's favourite gift he ever received one Christmas. It was and I was so jealous of it because I was a kid and I thought this is amazing. Probably about 10.
Right.
And I thought this was dynamite. I was so jealous. It was a reversible jacket.
What happened to them?
Well, I know. I mean, they were all the rage for about 25 minutes, and it was but what was great about it is it seems to me with a reversible jacket, what you want, say, checks on one side, and just say plain blue on the other. So it completely looks like a completely different jacket.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, obviously a little bit cheaper, Mum not splashing out a huge amount. It was it had a beige body and white arms.
Yeah.
Turned it inside out, beige arms, white body. It looked almost identical. And I could never quite understand when he was ever going to utilise that. When people would think, do you know what I mean? When he'd walk to a party, they'd say,
well, I think it was having two jackets in one that was the buzz, not there. So he'd go into a party, and I go, alright, Ron, new jacket. He goes, yeah. Notice before I go to the toilet, that this is a beige body with white arms. Yeah, alright, whatever, Ron. No. But when I come down, notice that when I came in, I was wearing a jacket that had a beige body and white arms. You got that? Yeah, right, yeah. He comes down, I go, remember that jacket I came in wearing? Yeah, the beige body, have another look. Have another look. That's what.
Wait a minute, that must be a completely different jacket.
It is a completely different
jacket. You must be one of the richest men in Bristol.
But hold on, but you weren't carrying anything, you didn't have a bag or anything? No, well, okay, if you must say it's a reversible jacket, alright? It's the best. But
the only idea of a reversible jacket must be so that people think that you've got two jackets. That's the whole point, surely.
I know.
I don't understand what's the appeal otherwise.
One black, one white, one furry, one. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so reversible, that's why they died out.
Yeah, clearly.
Like the dinosaur. Like the dinosaur car, we didn't need them.
Didn't need them. Still be here if we needed them. Well, they're bringing back a mammoth, though, aren't they? So
yeah, they are bringing back a mammoth.
Thing. Well, listen, you know, we're chatting about presents and all that, and before my little thought of the day about...
It was a little thought.
Just, you know, cheer someone up if you can.
Brilliant.
Right?
I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but it's... Yeah, okay, go on.
Well, there's an old woman, right, who lives next door... Who lives next door to my mum and dad, right? And this is what I mean about, you know, the old people. They might not have that many people cheering them up this time of year. So, you know, if you can, get them a little gift and that. Because what happened was, this old woman living next door to my mum and dad.
How old are you?
This was only about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right? And, you know, I think her son's left home, doesn't keep in touch, you know. Doesn't even phone her, I don't think, and that, right? Quite sad. And I thought I'll give her a bit of my time, have a chat with her, try and cheer her up and stuff. And I said, alright, how's it going? She said, yeah, not bad, I need a new, you know, dishwasher. Right? I was going, yeah, and she was saying, but I don't get a chance to get out these days, you know, I can't get about like I did. And all that, I'm going, yeah, it's bad that. Anyway, I go to, like, one of those big superstores where they sell all electrical stuff and that, right? I'm in there, I think, oh, I'll get her a little catalogue so she can have a look, right? Got back, gave her that, I said, there you go, whilst I was in the superstore, get you a little catalogue so you can have a look at dishwashers and that. She's over the moon, she still goes on about it. It was years ago.
What, that you got her a catalogue?
I got her a catalogue.
I thought you said you were going to buy her a dishwasher.
No, just the catalogue and that.
Oh, but your life is sort of like, just bittersweet tragedy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like something from Shameless.
I know, but it is though, because you've got in the street, and there's people knocking around with, big heads and webbed hands and webbed feet. I mean, that must have been.
Well, she's pretty weird. Anyway, this old woman, because she was.
And that's coming from you.
No. Well, after I got her the catalogue and that, she opened up a bit and she was saying how, you know, she's a bit odd anyway, because she woke up one morning with blood sort of falling on her head from a dead rabbit hanging over her. So I mean, she's a nice.
What are you talking about?
No, that's what she went on to. She sort of opened up a bit and said,
what street? What street were you born in? Where is this place?
Is it Elm Street that you live on?
She just said a man was a witch or something, so it was like,
oh, like normal. Like you said, like it's normal.
Just a bit odd, isn't it? But you know, I mean, but talking about like where I live and all that, right? One story that I've told you before, and everyone's always like, that didn't happen, right? Just a couple of houses sort of down from where I lived, there was this family who had a horse in their house.
They what?
They had like a horse in their house. I'd been out with my dad, right? And I drove back into the, my dad was driving, he went back into the avenue, sort of went down to the bottom to turn round to get back to our house.
Just via the OK Corral?
Just sort of did a little glance and I saw this horse being led in. He had a horse in there and stuff.
Well, have you been back to visit your street?
don't really. There's no.
Why
no
did they
need
have
to
a
go
horse
back.
in the house? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think they must have nicked it or something like that. It was a council estate in Manchester, and you know, I've told that story.
They've just been doing a bit of wrestling.
Yeah, they made the horse go in with a hoodie, and they said, "Don't cause suspicion."
Yeah.
Just like, you know, we just pretend it's our long lost brother.
Just pretend we're rehearsing a panto.
Yeah, it's two blokes. It's just two blokes in this horse.
Well,
that's amazing. The little old lady who gave her a catalogue. That's very sweet. You see that? And it's just a little thought. That's your thought for the day, isn't it?
That's what
just
I'm
cheer someone up. So nip down to Argos. There's free ones stacked up. Go and hand them out to the elderly. They love it.
The Jayhawks on Radio 2, bad time, is it? I think it's called Bad Time. So we were so distracted by all the questions that come in for
These
Carl.
are great. Thank you so much for emailing and texting. They're brilliant. Here's one from Reverend Rachel Harrison. I'm also a vicar, and I'm making mince pies. We know our demographic now. We got a load of vicars listening.
Yeah, well, you know, they're good at spreading the word and that, aren't they? You know, tell people about the show and stuff.
And also mincemeat, clearly.
So, yeah, all vicars listening, spread the word. Tell them about Carl.
And have a great time tomorrow. It's your special day.
Although doesn't Carl sort of... Does Carl go against creationism or for it? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Would he have evolved or did something make it?
All I'll say to would God have bothered to... Is that in God's image? I mean, that's surely the most blasphemous thing you could say.
No, Bod made him in his image.
I
He's made in the image of Bod.
Is he the one who sort of decided...
Who?
God. Are we talking about God or Bod?
God and that.
Okay.
Is he the one who decided that, you know, we should move out of the water and walk on land? Did he decide that, or once he made the little egg, did he sort of go run free? I
don't know where we are. I don't know what part of the...
Could I just say, if there are any vicars out there, could Carl come and do a sermon one day? I mean, we do a big donation to your roof, but can Carl just talk to 5 minutes to a really sort of, like an upper middle class educated parish somewhere, and Carl just comes and talks for 10 minutes.
The only time that a congregation anywhere has heckled the person doing it. Get off!
Yeah, then they're chasing to the castle, carrying pickaxe
Flaming
handles.
torches. So we've got some questions for Carl.
These are amazing questions. Okay.
And just give your immediate response to them, Carl. Not too much thinking time.
Okay. What would happen if insects were bigger than us?
Who's that from?
Vicky of Milton Keynes, maybe. I don't know. It ran out, so I don't think there is a place called Milto. It's from Vicky. Carl? What would happen if insects were bigger than us? She's going into the possible winner file there.
Would David Attenborough still like his job? Do you know what I mean? Would he start worrying? Because I've got that point, just because, you know, insects and that, he's always messing about with them, but would he be that keen to, like, 8 foot? Is what I mean.
If they look like me. Sure.
Brilliant. Okay. Look, this is a nice one. This is, from, Jason. Can Carl do something to prove you are on live and not recorded? I'm sure that will tax his little bald head to bursting point.
What's his name?
Jason.
How can you prove that we're live on air?
Come on, how could you prove that we're live on air?
Happy Christmas Eve, Jason.
No, we could have recorded this a week ago.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be Christmas Eve.
No, but...
Happy Christmas Eve, innit?
No, but we'd have recorded
Carl,
it and
think!
Alright, it's nearly 11:45.
Yeah, but we could have started with the clock knowing that we were going to record it as live. We could have done this last Wednesday.
Alright, it's Radio 2, it's a nice day out there, sun's out.
Well, that's a guess. And do you think... Oh, it is sunny. Yeah, it is sunny, yeah.
Generally,
but hold on, wait a minute. We're in London. Someone listening in Manchester, it might be raining.
It probably is raining.
Look, he can't work out how to make sure it's live. Look at him looking up in the sky. Look at him. His head is gonna burst. There's a little bit of blood coming from his ear. How can we prove we're live?
My mum's budgie died last night. Don't laugh about it. Don't laugh.
It's only your mum that can confirm that.
Yeah. No one knows whether your budgie died or not. Was he pictured holding a copy of today's paper? What are you talking about, Carl?
I can't prove anything then.
You're so right.
Next question.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh God, Carl. Where would you go if you had a time machine? That's Bob from Manchester.
Where would I go? I can go to any time.
Yeah.
And how long, once I get there...
Oh,
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, what am I doing? Am I staying in the little box and just looking out of a window? Or am I...
Let's assume you can wander
Okay,
around
we do
the
both. First of all, you're wandering round.
I'm just and I've typed in the year.
Oh,
And to be honest, I'm not that good at history, so I don't know what happened when. So I'd be better off just sort of letting someone else have a go and asking them when they get back, just so...
Carl, where would you go? What do you fancy? Just think.
would you like to see dinosaurs?
Would you like to see the Roman Empire? Would you like to see the 1960s? Would you like to go back and see your nan as a kid?
Shouldn't really mess with time though, should you?
No, you're not.
It's not actually going to happen. No one's actually invented one yet.
What period of history are you interested in?
Probably. I mean, I sort of like the 60s. But we still sort of, you know, we don't really...
Next question. Unbelievable. Everyone's got an answer to that. Everyone wants to know where they can go back in time,
Well, where
except
would you go back in time to?
I'd go back to religious times. I'd go back to the birth of Jesus, see what was going on.
Really?
Yeah. See how the frankincense and myrrh went down.